What is going on, guys? This is your main man Ben here, and I promise you that we got another review that's gonna come out, and it looks like it arrived. And we shall test it. What is going on, my good people? This is your main man Ben here, and today is Saturday. Of course, we have another product review, and I'm so honored to have this chance to test this thing out. Today we are going to talk about an accessory to the gimbal, and I think this is what they called a 4-axis, if you may. So if you're familiar with a 3-axis gimbal, so this is a 3-axis gimbal. The pitch, roll, and yaw. So these motors right here are the ones who balances the camera. That way, if you move and all that stuff, run or sprint, it compensates it. So it smooth butter. That's what you see in movies, sports, and all that stuff. Even in a drone, that's what they use, a 3-axis gimbal. What we have here is the digital photo DH04. So there's a couple improvements since the release of this spring dual handle last year. I noticed that last year the early model of this comes with an Allen screw, so you're gonna have to have an Allen wrench so that you can tighten this thing up, meaning you have to have an Allen wrench. This time it comes with this big knob that you don't need and eliminate that Allen wrench. It came with some kind of accessories that I really didn't open because I know the fact that the OEM spring that they put in here can manage my G85, which is less than 3 pounds, I believe. So there are some adjusting things in here that came with it. The typical Allen wrench, the Allen wrench with a flat head so that you can tighten it up. Different springs. Bigger the spring, the heavier the camera it can take. So there's like 5 of them, 3 sets including the one that's in here. So basically they gave you this one, so they gave you the main unit and the accessories. We're gonna put this aside. I must say, during the setup, there's only a couple of things that you want to make sure. First off, you want to secure your gimbal in the middle. By doing that, you just have to loosen up these 4 things with the knob on the back and put it and position it properly. You want to make sure that it's tight, not tight that it will break your gimbal or this thing, but enough to hold it down. So you want to make sure that thing happens. This one, I did not really touch it. You can adjust this if you want to, change the position of this, but I'm good with what we have right now, since the only main purpose I think with this stabilizer or this dual spring handle is to compensate the motion of up and down, meaning the up and down of the gimbal, not the side by side or the low angle. The only benefit I can really tell is the up and down. This knob right here will adjust the tension of your spring, so it depends on the comfort level that you want. It's gonna compensate on how tight it will be if you stretch it like this or release it. So that's gonna be preference. If you like it a little bit harder, then you can do that. This one right here is the adjustment for the rebound. So when you adjust the spring tension and you adjust the rebound, how tight your spring would be and the rebound would react. So it's really up to your preference. My camera is small. I just put it I would say this is like a little drawing here, like a little volume drawing. So you can really, it's your preference basically on how to adjust these things. There's also lot of accessory knobs here, 3/8 accessories that you can put in. You can put extra light or microphone. There's some in the bottom as well right here. I mean, I must say, so my first impression basically is I'm a little overwhelmed, to be honest with you, because it's fairly big. Depending on what model you got, my gimbal specifically, the Moza Air, I'm gonna put this aside real quick. I have to remove my iCobra, the bottom one, that way I can fit this first and put it in the middle. So insert it like that and tighten it up a little bit. So I put it right down here in the handle of the Moza. That way it will hold it properly. Then I can put in the base of the iCobra for my tripod. That's how I made it. But it's a little bit of work. It's not gonna be a quick one. Make sure if you're gonna use this thing, you want to dedicate a little bit of time just to make it properly working for you. I would say give it like 10 to 15 minutes. Maybe if you always use this one, you'll be quicker in it. But the bottom line is that you want to take your time setting it up, because you want the safety of your equipment, especially the camera, and you don't want it to fall. So what happens next is we're gonna test this in the real world as much as I can. We're gonna do a walk. We're gonna do a side walk, a little bit of a side like sprint. We're gonna do a little bit of running and a running uphill and see how it performs in the normal gimbal. So check this out. honest opinion in this one, guys, is that it's really beneficial or useful if you are like moving a lot. When I say moving a lot, if you're shooting sports or a lot of jumping or running, this thing would probably shine, I must say, because it makes your life easier. Especially, I think it eliminates a little bit of jittery, or especially if you use a micro four thirds that I do. It does have a image stabilization in the body, in the lens, but shall we say the jello effect, there is something in there, especially in the corners of the frames. I don't know, I can't really explain it to you guys since I'm reviewing this, but using this item right now, it eliminates a little bit, and I can tell you the difference, that I can see the difference when especially having that up and down motion, just because maybe it has this thing that compensates and it helps out to smooth the up and down movement. So you can see with the weight in it, you can tell the difference. Other than that, I don't see a lot of, you know, side by side. I mean, when you do like a I would say low angle shot, this one, like it's the same as what you have in the Moza Air, those handlebars. The good thing about this is that you can angle or distribute it properly, or you can just leave the other one behind like this and the other one pulling on the other side, and then you can just do some more peculiar, you know, I'm gonna say movement versus the straight handlebar. Overall, if I have to rate this item, I can see a lot of plastic stuff here. There's a lot of plastic stuff. It's ABS plastic, it's tough, but I'll be honest, it makes me a little bit nervous if I use it. I like aluminum stuff. I will not mind extra weight, but having the plastic stuff, man, it makes me a little nervous. That's why I opted with Cobra aluminum versus the carbon fiber. But it's really light though. What I like about this is really light. I don't think I'm gonna be using this on site, or when I say like outside, when shooting outside a park or a forest or whatnot, because it takes a little time to set up. So I'm the type of guy that's, you know, put it in there and just boom 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 and let me create my stuff. But I see this thing shining on a lot of sport stuff, a lot of movement, a lot of running. If you take your time on setting it up, I think this is going to be really, really beneficial. But overall, if I'm going to rate this thing, I would say 7.5 out of 10. That's my take. And yes, if you get a chance, you might want to check this out. Not sure the price of this. The last time I looked at it in Amazon, it's like around $89 or $99. Maybe they got some kind of coupon. But yep, I appreciate you guys watching. You have a blessed weekend. Always remember, God is good all the time. This is your main man Ben here. Peace out.